Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. Let's have another energy update. Hopefully this picks up other energies. What is it you need to know? All right, I see some joyous fun. So I do see some fun energies coming in, but I also figure it's about figuring out what to do. What's fun. Interesting. Yeah, I do see friends and colleagues getting together. Yeah. Nice. Ooh, somebody here's, you got a person who's curious. Somebody here wants to, their intentions is discover things about you. They want to spend time with you. They're feeling pretty positive. Good times had by all. You may have connected with someone through some people. This is someone learning. See, they want to know what you're focused on, what you're up to, who you're interested in. They want to know everything. They want to discover you. Let them discover you. Because they see a diamond, right? Or gold, something shiny, bright, and new. Look at this. There's abundance here. Nice. Wow. Let them discover you, okay? Yeah, let's have a look here. All right, yeah, this is someone planning to take action. And I see a cycle. There may be a few obstacles or challenges or something here, but this is about transformation. Someone maybe have ended something with someone they're not having a very good time with. It's hard to say, but they're planning to take action, which means internal transformation. This is more internal than external. But like I say, this is what's happening here. Getting together, friends, colleagues, having a good time. You see the Wheel of Fortune there. Someone's just trying to figure you out. They're trying to figure things out. I do think they're keeping this to themselves too, but this is a whole new cycle. Something has obviously ended. Yeah, but this is someone planning to take action. And we have a clock here. They know time's running out. They've only got so much time. The person could be aware or have learned that maybe you have other options or opportunities. Ooh, yeah, look at that joyous fun. Getting together, maybe a large gathering, could be anything. Yeah, but this is someone who sees the bigger picture too. They know. They want to discover you. They want to know what you're focused on. I mean, it's possible some of you decided you're done with someone and you're getting out there. Yeah. Let's have a look at these people. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So there could be married couples, people who are already coupled up here. Yeah. So this is about stability. Obviously, you cross paths with someone at some point here. But I do see the energy of love. There's definitely an attraction. But it looks like someone, because of this, someone could be ending something before they start something new. Or it's the person finding this out about yourself. But it's all about two people coming together here. Look at that. See, it's about stability. This looks like a safe place. Some kind of gathering, yeah. That could be a place of business, but this is someone who wants to know everything. They're probably talking to people, what you do for work, if you work, but it's about putting in effort. Yeah, someone perfecting their craft here. Like this is someone who, they really do. As they're just trying to figure you out, like I say, the Wheel of Fortune, they're feeling lucky. They feel very positive. Yeah, this is someone who definitely is aware that you're single, so they want to discover more. I wouldn't be surprised they're fairly newly single. Yeah, but look at that. There's interest. They want to know what your interests are, everything that you do. So they're learning some things here. They may already know everything they need to know, but I feel this is all about interest and investing. So this is someone going to reach out. They're planning to take action. They know they need to take action. Yeah, they need to ask you out. Yeah. Look at crossroads. So this is someone who's probably come apart from someone. Yeah, it could be the Empress. Somebody who was just kind of maybe waiting for someone here and decided it's time to get out and have some fun, be social. This is the Empress letting someone know they're open and available. But it does look like someone had ended a situation. Yeah, crossroads though, life path choice. It's just transformation. Yeah, coming together. Look at that. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is someone coming in. See, planning to take action. It's about building the foundation, putting in effort. This person has very good intentions too. Their intention is discover and making sure you're single first and foremost. Yeah, I do think that's already been discovered because I feel like they're already at this point where they're planning to come in and build the foundation. Those of you who've been dating someone for a long time and you know you're both invested in each other and neither one of you are going anywhere, it is possible you could take this to the next level where you actually get a commitment. Look at this is the cycle timing. See, timing is of the essence. I feel this is someone who knows they need to kind of hurry up and make a move here. Yeah, planning, preparing, hoping for the best, and also preparing for the worst. Yeah, it might be too late. Who knows? But I feel like some of you, this is just a situation where someone knows what they need to do. See, planning, preparing, hoping for the best. This is about being able to provide. See, someone sees somebody here who's successful. They've learned something too. Yeah, someone who provides for themselves. But it's about being able to provide. And I feel that's what this person's looking at. Yeah, you got someone here with the King of Wands. So it's just an energy of someone who takes pride in all the things they do. It is an energy of someone going after someone. I think this person's looking to see if you're interested in other people more than anything. But I feel like this is somebody who knows what they want. I do think this is someone who's had a situation. Yeah, they could have just ended something that wasn't long term. It wasn't going anywhere. See, this is often someone who was in that situation with someone that wasn't going anywhere. Now there's this opportunity. Yeah, it's all about harmony and balance. This person needs to take action. They're kind of just planning. They're preparing. I think the Empress energy of the feminine is prepared. Now they need to take action because it has to do with coming in right. Putting their best foot forward, making a commitment. But it's whether you're the right person or this is the right path. Yeah. Some of you could have had a person who didn't come in right at some point. Maybe because they had just come apart from someone. Where two people had just gone their separate ways. It could have been bad timing. But yeah, I feel for the most part, this is just someone coming in right. They feel harmony. Yeah, there's an attraction. This is someone making a choice. Some of you, I think it's the Empress who may have choices. But this is often what happens. You're sitting on the fence. Someone here being single. Getting out and socializing. And now there's this opportunity. This is something new. I mean, tell me about the Two of Wands. There we go. Yeah, this person's taking the lead. This could be the Empress who's put on the brakes from someone else too. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Because that's what the Empress does, is takes their power back from somebody who keeps them sitting there. Let's have a look at the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. Yeah, we got the Empress and the, Queen of Pentacles. 3 cards coming out. They're stuck. Yeah, so we have that power couple energy. So I do think there's couples going to be coming together here. This is about being comfortable, learning about each other, getting comfortable. Yeah, kind of feels like home, you know. But this is just an energy. It doesn't mean you're going to couple up. But like I say, it looks like we have someone who's taking the lead. They're looking ahead, planning, and preparing. See, they're preparing. This is someone who's already prepared. The feminine's already prepared. Yeah. This is someone waiting patiently, feeling hopeful that it pays off, but it's also someone that has to do with a cycle timing. See, this is someone who's likely letting go of someone else because they're not coming in. Whatever. It's not going anywhere. But this could go somewhere. Yeah, it could. Let's have a look at the Chariot. But it comes up to the masculine taking the lead. The feminine, I feel, has already let this person know they're open. They've already This is someone who's already prepared. Now this person is about this person leveling up. See, it's about the two of you coming together, being in alignment. Yeah. Who is this King of Pentacles? Some of you, there's two people here. Yeah, see, weighing the pros and the cons, should I or shouldn't I, comparing one to the other. Well, nothing compares to the Empress, but I feel some of you have someone here you find very attractive, and probably vice versa. Yeah, very charming, attractive. Someone who's just right. There's something you like about this person. You may have already had a date with this person, and they're just sitting on the fence. I wouldn't be surprised someone put on the brakes and chose another person. Yeah, and now I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone coming back around for some. But I feel during this time, because I can see there's time here, schedules, routines, someone who feels like it's time, things going in their favor, they see you in a favorable light. I think things are about to start going in the, it's not only just the feminine, but this masculine, and it's the person. And I do feel for some of you there's two, but like I say, I almost feel like this for some of you. It's just this person going through these motions. Yeah, but I feel there's definitely some sort of spark, attraction, someone comparing. See, it could be someone who put on the brakes, comparing you to someone else. But for some of you, this is someone who actually chose someone else, and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. It wasn't long term, okay? It wasn't long term. That's why I kind of feel this is someone coming in now looking at this. Yeah. See, now the tables are turned. There's been some sort of change. So some of you have this person who's moved on. I do see a lot of growth, abundance, a whole new chapter. But I do think some of you have already moved on from this, and now you have another person. But I think this is someone going to come back around. I could already feel it. So there is two for some of you, but and it's probably the feminine comparing one to the other. Nothing compares, but it all depends on the person that you want here. Okay, what it is that you're expecting, your own desires. Tell me more about the Chariot. Yeah, this is someone coming in very quickly. Yeah, so there it is. It's a person, often in the early stages. You want to go for a cup of coffee, a drink, and I feel some of you are waiting for this person to follow through. Now, they could be the person who's ending something with another person because they don't see it going anywhere. It's not going the distance. Someone at a crossroads in their life. But this has to do with hurrying up. See, waiting for someone to communicate. Some of you, while you're waiting, you've got this happening. But I'm going to be honest, it's so interesting what's going to happen here. I already can see, I know. I don't think this person's going to follow through. I feel they're too apprehensive, too shy, or... I mean, it could be, they could, I see it. They could, because they're really trying to control their emotions. They're showing some amount of interest. But if they don't follow through, I actually feel somebody else may come back around. This is one of these situations. It's hard to say here, I got to be honest, but I mean, there's definitely this energy of the Empress being open. Who is the Page of Cups? Who's the Page of Cups? This is someone who knows someone's single. Yeah, so someone who kind of lacks a little confidence, but they're trying to tame that beast within themselves. Yeah, they're very curious. See, this is the person who's curious. It's about discovering. They've probably been talking to people, trying to find things out. Maybe they found out you just come apart from someone, or you crossed paths with somebody here, and there may be another situation. But like I say, we have an ending and a new beginning. So this is about, and this to me looks like a new romantic experience, or you have a person coming back around. The King of Wands is a person who moves. I mean, it could be that person feeling a little apprehensive, because this is someone who's confident but taming the beast. This shows a lack of confidence. So, but like I say, sometimes it's only for a short period of time. But there's the curiosity, see the learning. They're learning. Somebody who's very confident. Someone who takes pride in all the things they do, their appearance, their house, their home, all whatever it is, right? There's something they've learned. They're talking to people. Or you talk to someone and they've got word back that you're interested. The Empress has already showed they're interested, I feel. I think they're very well aware, I feel, of that. But yeah, as far as two, I do think there's something that may not go anywhere. Someone else has put on the brakes. Yeah. But I think you got a person here, because this to me tells me that one of these people is a natural born leader. Yeah, but if you have dealt with someone here who, like, it's really strange, the energy I'm feeling. It almost feels like the person that you think is going to come in, it's actually going to be someone else. Yeah, see, it has to do with a person. I feel some of you had a person that maybe didn't follow through, or something was tentative. Like, this is often a communication that isn't clear. It's like I say, do you want to get together sometime? Or, or this person reaches out and they kind of go, what you up to? What you doing? Do you want to do something? Like that, very everyday, very practical. But it lacks a lot of clarity. And that's why I feel some of you are keeping your options open. And I feel whoever comes forward and follows through is the person that you're going to be letting in. But it could be, like I say, I feel two. Now, we know the Empress is often in the energy of been there, done that, right? When somebody puts on the brakes, they keep you waiting. They come up with excuses. It's often to show that they're not confident. But for some reason, the tables are turning here. Things are about to go in your favor. I actually feel this is someone who sees you in a very favorable light. And I feel like you see somebody here in a very favorable light. Even if there's two, there's things that you like about both. And it's so funny because it's like if you could put these two together, it'd be perfect. Yeah. But I think one of these people you don't know. There's still more to be learned. But you got a person who's curious. They want to discover you. They want to know more. And I do think they've been talking to people, trying to find out, like I say, what you do for work and all these things. Yeah, you got an Emperor. The Emperor's the one who's going to follow through. Okay, the person who knows what they need to do, they have to take the lead. They have to show they can provide. They have to be prepared. If they want this to go the distance. See, this is someone here, I feel, who at some point maybe wasn't prepared and felt like it's not going to go anywhere. It can't go the distance because they couldn't provide. That person could be coming back around, because this is someone who's likely leveled up financially, because the world is there too. A lot of financial growth and abundance. But we have an Emperor and Empress energy. So this is just about two people being in alignment too, manifesting all the energies of the kings and the queens. So it's basically this person's planning to take action to provide, but they're also looking at what the other person provides. Okay. One of these people is somebody more concerned about what the other person provides than what they provide themselves. So choose wisely. I think the Empress knows. I feel like you're just going to be open here. Tell me about the feminine energy here with the Empress. Wow. Yeah, I see someone crushing. Yeah, so this is definitely, yeah, and then the Ace of Wands shows me someone holding a bit of a torch. We got someone holding a torch. I see a person reminiscing, but others of you, it's just somebody with a new crush. It hasn't gone anywhere yet. This is someone who's going to level up. So yeah, you've got a person coming in. Okay. And they could literally be any sign, but I'm seeing fiery, passionate, someone who's determined to succeed. And I do feel it's about being prepared emotionally, financially. Yeah, nice. Nice. Yeah, they're manifesting. They have everything they need, so they are prepared. This is someone who's now prepared. And it could be just emotion someone's going through. But I do think that you've made some sort of connection, or they're just around you. Because this is about manifesting and communicating. Someone who has everything they need to provide, but so does the Empress. The Empress is the one I feel that probably started this. Often it is. It's not always, but I'm seeing a lot of that lately. Nothing wrong, but it's just don't chase. The Empress doesn't chase. The Empress can drop a little hint and go, hey, how are you? Hey. Some little hint, something that made this person know the other person was available. Because they know, and they know what they need to do. They have to be the one to make it happen. They got to take action. And I do think there is, because they're probably learning or finding out, for some of you, that you're out there socializing, being with people. Yeah, so as it says, being with people, there's news. Somebody's socializing, getting out there. A single person with people around. They know what they need to do. They know, and you know what that means. They're concerned that it's going to be too late. But I feel for the feminine, comparing one to the other, nothing compares to the Emperor. So whoever that Emperor is in your eyes, they are a provider. They are determined to succeed. They are very good at manifesting what they want. Yeah. They communicate clearly too, I feel. But just be careful of anybody who tries to manipulate. That's the only little bit of negative, where they come in just looking for attention. Okay? But I think somebody who maybe thinks that the Empress is up to something, and maybe putting on the brakes, and they may have chosen another person and then coming in, seeing you in a favorable light because of something they've learned. And I see that. But I still feel some of you are going for the new. Yeah, I don't think you're going to feed this person's ego. I don't think you're talking to this person. But this is an energy of another person reaching out. It's that King of Cups, someone who's more generous with their feelings, emotions. Yep, it's new. There it is, the new energy. The Empress being open to new. So there's new coming in. A lot of you have opportunity for new. Now's the time to do your inner work. Okay? Get yourself organized. Do the things you need to do. Get a new look. Get your hair done, whatever, and start socializing. Because when this energy comes out, it's a message for everybody. Okay? It's about crossing paths with people you're more in alignment with. And that's what I feel. The person who's coming in, I believe you're probably more in alignment. The person who you think is right may not be the right person. So like it's saying, should I or shouldn't I compare? There's apples to oranges. One of these people is, and that goes for the Emperor or the Empress, but it's telling you, you already know. Some of you already know the person you're seeking. Some of you already know that someone here is your type and somebody who isn't. Because you have to look, it has to do with the energy of control. Somebody who could be very controlling, or somebody who may not give you enough attention. And others of you, it's just a person who you may only see when they want attention. So it's telling you to take a step back and look at this. You might start to see things differently, but I think you're dealing with someone who is, to me, it tells me you have a new type. Yeah, someone new. I mean, they could be your type, but I'm seeing a new type. Why? Because it's the Empress, somebody who's healed. A situation's ended, the cycle in your life is over. You're ready for something new. In other words, yeah, look at, there's the cup. I'm not going to pull out any more cards. I literally pick it up and they just come out. So there it is. This is the right person's going to come in, emotionally available and ready. Anybody who comes in and then puts on the brakes and they leave you sitting on that fence, that's where your answer is. Yeah. But like I say, it's the Emperor and the Empress here. If you feel like often the Emperor and Empress will have a bit of a power struggle. So what the Empress knows how to handle this situation. You hand over the reins to the person, give them the opportunity to come in and put their best foot forward, right? And that's what it's all about, whether they do or they don't. And I feel some of you have got someone who didn't. Now, it doesn't mean they're not right for you. It doesn't mean that this person's horrible. Maybe they just weren't financially stable and able to provide. People's pride gets in the way. Often the Emperor, if they can't provide everything the other person wants or needs to make them happy, they feel a little bit like a failure and often put on the brakes. And then they go back and start working. Because this is somebody who's definitely going from that King of Wands to the Emperor energy. Yeah, it's a person who's done a lot of soul searching. They're looking at the path they've been on, where they've been. They know this is someone who knows what makes them happy. They've contemplated all of this. They've done the soul searching. But just watch out for, like I say, that person who comes in and puts on the brakes. It's one thing to do it once, but if you've got someone who does it twice, they come back in and do it again. And I think it's already happened. So that's why I feel that you've got this new person. So I do think it's definitely someone who's different than your usual type. But I feel like they are more emotionally available and mature. They're not afraid. They're confident about what they want, how they feel, the path they want to go down. So they offer up that cup. That's when you want to be looking for. The person who puts in the effort. Not only that, they dress well. They dress for success. Okay, they put a lot of effort in. They try to impress you. They make a good first impression. I think you made a really good first impression on someone yourself here, feminine. Okay. Very natural. I don't think it was anybody who was like overboard trying to impress someone. I feel there's someone who was just very casual, but well put together. Very down to earth. Very down to earth energy. So I feel somebody has a really good impression of you. Even that first impression. Yeah. But I feel most of you, and I do think this person too, that I feel for the person that you're coming with. They are an emperor, and I wouldn't be surprised if you've got two emperor types around, and that happens all the time. But I feel the person who's coming towards you isn't somebody coming back around. It's another person. I think you've moved on, and I do think the person who's coming towards you has moved on from another situation as well. And I think you're going to just cross paths at the right time. And I feel like most of you, I think you already have. But because it's telling me you already know the person that you're seeking. But you already know who you're going to choose, which is the one. And I have a funny feeling if there's a masculine in that energy, they also know. Yeah, this is going to be, I think, an interesting connection. Yeah, see, it's all about making these choices. Yeah, and look what's coming out. Pick up the deck, and we got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is showing somebody it's a person who makes somebody feel really comfortable. Makes them feel like they're at home. It's often someone who makes a comfortable home, or just a person with that energy. I think this new person is going to be something special. And I do think this person's going to offer you up this cup. I do feel this is somebody who wants a partner. But I will be honest, if at any point where this person feels it's not going to go anywhere, they will put on the brakes. But I do think they'll let you know why. If they feel like you're not their type. I think you're dealing with someone, this new person I feel is a little different. I'm not saying they're perfect. But I do think that they're ready for a fresh new start. And I do think you're about to receive that cup if you are the feminine. Especially if you've got someone here you're no longer giving to. No longer feeding their ego because they weren't generous with you. They weren't kind, compassionate, or generous. I feel there's someone here you're not talking to. And that's why I feel just moving on. No longer feeding the beast, right? Yeah. But the person reaching out to you is very generous. Yeah. See, they're no longer... I think it's a masculine. I think it's the masculine too who's coming apart from someone they don't feel is going anywhere. That this person's not their type. That's why they're curious about you. It's like they've discovered something and they know you're single. So take care. Bye for now.